I have read all your emails, your responses to our videos.
It's great. We have a great
Twitter
Canadian audience.
Some of them we're going say stuff about my family. And to those people, I'll tell you this: you sound like a dumb American. Okay.
Hello and welcome back to Dodgers Debate. I'm Jack Harris, the LA Times Dodger beat writer, along with our columnist, Dylan Hernandez, who was wrong last night when he said Yoshinobu Yamamoto was going to pitch 7 innings.
He pitched 7.
He pitched 7 and
he
then
pitched
2
also
more.
8 and he pitched 9.
A complete game for the second game in a row in these playoffs for Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Oh, he can't pitch. He won't last 7 against this incredible Blue Jays lineup. And not only that, by the way, during the game, he did not want. He was like, "Oh my God, they got to take him out before he faces Vladdy a 4th time."
I didn't say
he can't face Vladdy. He can't face Fatty Vladdy a 4th time.
You said, "Do you think he'll finish the game?" And I said, Vlad's going to come up again. He had the one hard hit against him early, but
I told you, man, that team's not that good.
I mean, I think
if you pitch like this, right, which is how they've gotten here, they are a beatable, very, very beatable team.
To me, the quality of this Blue Jays lineup is why this game from Yamamoto was so impressive. He gives up 4 hits, one of them which wasn't even a hit on a pop-up Freddie Freeman drop. He had 8 strikeouts, retired his final 20 batters in a row, and the amazing part was during that whole stretch, I think there were only 1 or 2 at-bats that were even longer than 5 pitches. I mean, what he did was he took a Blue Jays lineup that was aggressive against him, that was hunting fastballs early, that had traffic early in the game. Base runners in each of the first 3 innings. The leadoff guy got on each of the first 3 innings. They were driving up his pitch count, but then he found his splitter, he found his curveball. And, I think we talked in Milwaukee how, when he went through the complete game against the Brewers, it was a little bit like, well, it's not like he was totally dominant. He was just getting quick outs and kind of going through a lineup that wasn't as good. This game, especially by the end, was just total domination that ties this World Series at 1.
Yeah, and it just kind of gives, I think, the Dodgers momentum, right? And when you really think about where they were in that first inning, I mean, you're looking at that and you're kind of thinking, this World Series might be over for the Dodgers, I mean, I'm kind of struggling to kind of remember a time when a guy
they had a lead in the first inning.
Yeah, but with the traffic and the pitch count getting up, right? I mean, it got up to 23.
It was dicey. It was dicey until the 7th when Muncy and Will Smith hit homers to give them a lead. But in hindsight, it wasn't because of the way Yamamoto was pitching.
Right. But I think the elevated pitch count was more disconcerting than anything because you can't go to the bullpen, right? We saw what happened the day before. And I don't care. Once it kind of started getting late there, I'm like, don't even mess around with this. Right. Even Roki Sasaki, as good as he's been in this postseason, this isn't something he's done before, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't want to go to that well too much. And again, just so impressive, just the way, again, right, to go from where he was in that first inning to just kind of turn it around. And, I mean, I think it really kind of speaks to, right, because he's a very kind of easygoing, very kind of likable guy. I think he does a very good job of kind of positioning himself to be like everybody's, little brother, And you kind of forget, right, that, this guy is actually, he's extremely ambitious. He's mentally extremely resilient, I just found a quote from just a couple weeks ago. Actually, I think it was after I think the day Kershaw announced his retirement, he might have pitched, I think. And, he's talking there about I hope I take the things that I learned from Kershaw here and one day surpass him, right? This guy has a lot of ambition, again, kind of despite what it might look like, right? It might not be this kind of outward, single-minded purposeness that maybe Ohtani has, or kind of the right kind of outrageous swagger of Roki Sasaki, but this guy, again, we saw today, this is pretty special here.
Well, he did something that Clayton Kershaw's never done, that no Dodgers pitcher has done since Oral Hershiser in 1988, throwing consecutive complete games in the playoffs. And you're right, I think in the bigger picture, it took all of the things that we were worried about from the Dodgers side last night. How are you going to get through this Blue Jays lineup? How are you going to be able to score enough with a slumping lineup of your own to provide enough cushion late in games for your bullpen to take down innings and work around things? And instead, what you got tonight was the kind of game that really, going back to September, the Dodgers have been able to produce, which is every time things get a little rocky, they come back and, tonight, they couldn't hit Kevin Gausman for 6 innings. They made outs on like 12 straight fastballs that they put in play that were in the strike zone. Like, it was a really frustrating night for the Dodgers offense to begin with, but they stuck to their approach. They finally made a little bit of an adjustment. Will Smith takes advantage of an elevated fastball on a full count. Max Muncy takes advantage of a fastball that caught too much of the plate in a 2-strike count. And it puts the Dodgers now, I think, even for as bad as last night was, back in a position where you have to feel really good about where they stand as the series goes back to LA.
Yeah, and kind of right, the point that I brought up yesterday, just about the starting pitching. The gap, I think, there is pretty substantial. They got, and I like this too, right, just where they're positioned right now, kind of with some momentum behind them. I don't know, if you go into Game 3 down 0-2, how is Glass now going to kind of react to that, right? I mean, because last night what we did see from Snell was, a bit of a regression maybe to the Snell of the past, right? And, we don't, right, if you're the Dodgers, you don't want Tyler Glasnow being the Tyler Glasnow of the past, right? So, I think kind of having this momentum, hopefully, Glasnow kind of, feels good about things and kind of gives the kind of performance that he gave in his previous postseason start.
Do you think the offense is fixed now?
No, they're gonna. I mean, this is how they're gonna have to win games, unfortunately, right? I mean, I don't know, like this. Obviously, there's no such thing as just kind of like a garbage time run, so to speak, right? With this team, given the bullpen, right?
There was last night.
There was. Oh, by the way, so I learned something like all the time. My Japanese colleagues inform me that there is a word in Japanese for garbage time home run. Ku-ho. Ku meaning like air or like kind of empty space. Ho for home run. So, you could say, right, if number 17 happens to hit one in the stands while they're down 10 runs, that was a ku-ho.
I think our viewers are just going to be surprised to learn that you learn things sometimes.
I've learned a lot of things, man. People in Canada are nasty, man. I have read all your emails, your responses to our videos.
It's great. We have a great
Twitter
Canadian audience.
look, the ones that are coming after, those are fair, right? I mean, some of them, we're going, say stuff about, my family, man. And, to those people, I'll tell you this. You sound like a dumb American, okay? So, yeah.
You're going to hit him with the flashy zip it.
Yeah, zip it,
The real question, are we coming back here now for a Game 6?
No, it's over. It's over.
Series
It's
done?
over. Series done.
I don't know.
Series done.
I mean, it took a really high level of pitching from Yamamoto.
And I think they're going to get high levels of pitching from all their other guys. And they'll be able to smoke, right, in the, look. Okay, you can't expect, obviously, 9 every time. You probably can't even expect 7 every time, right? But there is, even that 6-inning one, I do think, I do trust Dave Roberts to kind of smoke and mirrors his way through, at least one of those games, right?
And
the fact that maybe some people will be concerned about this, but the fact that Clayton Kershaw did not pitch in Game 1, that kind of signals to me a little bit that maybe
that they didn't go full punt formation.
Well, no, that maybe he might be getting used in a leverage type of situation.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm not saying high leverage, but what you're gonna run
Roberts' sleeve.
You're gonna run Banda back out there? No, and I don't know. If it's just an inning.
I mean, we'll
you don't
see.
trust Clayton? He's Clayton Kershaw.
I think the reason that this is a even somewhat fair discussion point is because of the state of the bullpen.
It is.
And that will be the question moving forward: is can they avoid having to put, especially
to use anybody other than Roki Sasaki?
I mean, basically, but the middle part of that bullpen in any sort of tough situation. So the one thing I'll say, the Blue Jays offense not as good on the road as it is at home.
Oh, are you saying that they might know what's coming here? Jack?
No, this is a hitter.
I don't know. I just remember a team. I remember another
splits.
team.
I know people are gonna freak out about sign stealing this and that. I don't think that's happening.
Okay.
Well,
you brought. I mean, you brought it up. You brought it up. I would never accuse a great Canadian institution of cheating.
But they are not as good on the road. The Dodgers have been good at home this postseason, and for most of this year, their pitchers have pitched better at home. So yeah, I think, again, with the way last night went, to have them come back and have this kind of performance, both from Yamamoto and for the lineup, to find something, it might not be fixed, but they showed that when they need to get going, because again, another inning or two of that, and that's a very different game, even with the way Yamamoto was pitching. If he gets in any sort of trouble in the 8th or the 9th, then Dave Roberts does have to think about going to his bullpen. Or if there was, heaven forbid, extra innings in this
I got to go back and look at the transcript. I'm pretty sure Dave said something about how the way Yamamoto was going today, he could have gone 30 more pitches.
I mean, maybe.
So he was ready for it, man.
There was basically no stress.
He was going to go NPV style and just 200 pitches.
Nobody on base after the third. Again, a bunch of short at-bats. He took the Blue Jays' aggressiveness, turned it around on him, and gets this series tied at 1.
Yeah.
All right, well.
And if they win this series, right, this is the type of, I mean, this is the real turning point, I think. And,
yes.
you know, you got to, you know, I mean, who knows? Maybe Ohtani goes off and hits, 8 home runs over the remainder of the series. But, you know, this is your kind of early MVP. Well, no, I mean, it just changed everything. I think he kind of broke that other team too, man.
We'll see. I mean, nobody has had that kind of performance against this Blue Jays lineup this postseason. We'll see if we come back here.
We're not coming back. Goodbye, Canada.